Let's take a look at Algebra Exam number 3 review sheet. We'll start with question 1. So I see that it's 2x over 3 plus 1 equals 13. The first thing that we're going to do is subtract 1 from both sides, and that's going to give us 2x over 3 equals 12. 13 minus 1 is 12. So next step, what we're going to do is cross multiply, and I can see that 2x times 1 is 2x, and 3 times 12, I'll write it like that, is 36. So 2x equals 36. We're going to divide both sides by 2, and we want to, this is going to cancel out, and what remains is x equaling 18. Looks good. Let's try number 2. So I can see that it's going to be x plus 1/2 equals 10 over 4. So what we're going to want to do is we're going to get this to be equal. So I'm going to multiply both the bottom and the top by 2. And that's going to now give us x plus 2 over 4 equals 10 over 4. So now what I want to do is I want to get the x by itself. So I'm going to subtract this from both sides. So subtract 2 over 4 from both sides. And it's going to look a little like this. This, of course, is going to cancel out. And so I'll just bring this down some. So x is going to then equal 10 over 4 minus 2 over 4 is 8 over 4. And 8 over 4 simplifies to 2. So 2 is the answer. First step. The first step is to cross multiply, as you guys said a moment ago. So 3 times n is 12n. And I can see that I'm going to go like this. 2 times 5n plus 7. This is a little bit more complicated, so I'm going to do this and then apply the distributive method. So 2 times 5n is 10n. 2 times 7 is 14. So 12n equals 10n plus 14. So I'm going to subtract 10n from both sides. And when I do that, we're going to get 12n minus 10n is 2n equals, this cancels out, 14.
Then you do 2n divided by 2n, and 2n, 14 divided by 2.
So I'm going to divide, thank you Isaiah, I'm going to divide both sides by 2, and n equals 7. And you quiet while recording. Alright, doing number 8. So what we need to do is we need to get the denominator to be identical before we can add them. To do that, I'm going to multiply both sides, the left side by 2, and the right side by 5, so that both the denominators become 10.
Oh, I didn't know.
So 2 times x is 2x, 2 times 5 is 10, plus 5x over 10 equals 14. So I know that 2x plus 5x is, of course, 7x over 10. And this is going to equal 14 over 1. Now we're going to cross multiply. And I know that 10 times 14 is 140. And 7x times 1 is 7x. So next step to isolate x by itself, we are going to divide the right side by 7 and the left side. This is obviously going to disappear. So what remains? 140 divided by 7 is 20. Nice. So 20 was the answer to number 8. Let's take a look at number 9. Number 9. Number 22. What is the sum of x minus 1 over 3 plus x plus 3 over 5? So the first thing that we're going to want to do is get the denominators to be identical. So I'm going to multiply the left side by 5. the right side by 3 because I know that ultimately the denominator will be 15. So 5 times x is 5x minus 5 times 1 is 5. Again, this is for right here. 5 times 3 is 15 plus 3 times x is 3x. 3 times 3 is plus 9. I'm going to draw this over 15. So what's the next step? I can see that 5x plus 3x is going to give us 8x when we're combining like terms. Negative 5 plus positive 9. 9 minus 5 is going to give us positive 4 over 15. And here's our answer. Number 23. What is the sum of x plus 2 over 3 and x over 5? So again, we're going to need to get the denominators the same. So I'm going to multiply the left side, both top and bottom, by 5, and the right side, top and bottom, by 3. So 5 times x is going to be 5x. 5 times 2 is 10 over 15. It's going to be plus, now I'm looking at this, 3 times x is 3x over 3 times 5 is 15. What's the next step? We're going to be adding this, and I can see that 5x plus 3x is going to be 8x plus 10 over 15. And this is the answer. What is the sum of 4 over 9y and 3 over 3y? So again, we're going to get the denominators identical. And I can see that if I multiply 3y by 3, we're going to do it to both the top and the bottom. 7 times 3 becomes 21 over 9y plus 4 over 9y. Well, we need the denominators to be equal. The answer, 4 plus 21, is 25 over 9y, and that is the answer. Let's look at numbers 25 and 26. Number 25, 3x squared over x minus 2 plus x squared over x minus 2. I can see that the denominators are the same. And 3x squared plus x squared is going to give us 4x squared over x minus 2. And we can't reduce that anymore. That is the answer. 26, I see negative x plus 7 over 2x plus 4 plus 2x plus 5 over 2x plus 4. The denominators are the same, and I'm going to be combining like terms. So negative x plus 2x is x. So 2x minus x, or 1x, is simply x, and 7 plus 5 is going to give us 12. So x plus 12 over 2x plus 4 is the final answer. Okay, so there's a lot going on in this question, number 28. So let's break it down together. I see that x squared minus 4 is difference of two squares. So I'm going to break it down right now. We'll start with this, and I can see that x squared minus 4 is going to be x plus 2, and then x minus 2. It's going to be over. And now let's take a look at this. X squared plus 3x minus 10. So I can see that it's a positive 3. And I see, so the two numbers have got to add up to 3 or subtract to 3. And they've got to multiply to negative 10. So I can do it in my head. And I think that it's going to be, if we do the diamond, ultimately x minus 5, x plus 5, x minus 2. And that works out so far so good. This division sign right here means that we flip it upside down. So I'm going to flip this right now. So I'm going to put this on the top. This right here is going to go on the top, and this is going to go on the bottom. But first, let's just do the, let's factor it together. So this is going to go on the top, and I see that I need two numbers that multiply to 15, and then add or subtract to 8. So it's going to be x and x, and two numbers that add up to 8 are 3 and 5. And 3 and 5 also multiply to 15. So it's going to look, oops, sorry. Okay. So they're both positive. Looks good so far. Now this is going to be going on the bottom. Two numbers that multiply to 6 and add to 5. It's going to be 2 and 3. So x plus 3, x plus 2. And so now I think we're going to begin the process of canceling out. And I can see that we've got x minus 2 minus 2, x plus 5, x plus 5. I see x plus 2 down here, and then way up here, another x plus 2. Wow, this is working out pretty interestingly. And then we've got an x plus 3 and an x plus 3. Wow. Wow. If everything is canceling out, if number over number cancels out, it's the same. The answer then, of course, is 1. That was a pretty cool problem. All right, let's take a look at number 31. I can see that we've got x squared minus 25. This is obviously square. This is also 25 is a square. I see the division sign, and I see that I immediately know that these two, the numerator and denominator, are going to flip-flop in a second. So let's start. So I know it's going to be x plus 5, x minus 5, over 14 is going to remain the same. And this, of course, we factored x squared minus 25. Now we're going to multiply it. We're going to and then flip this. So 28 is now going to be on the top. X minus 5 is going to be in the bottom. And I think we can do a little bit of canceling. The x minus 5 is going to cancel out. The 14 and the 28 can cancel out because 28 is twice of 14. So this becomes 2. And this simply becomes 1. All that's left is the x plus 5. So this reduces to 2 times, 2 times x plus 5. And this, that's the answer.